Reverend Al Sharpton, directly speaking to you. Now, he's this big political dude, you know, this political reverend, you know, activist. I'm sorry, activist. He's an activist, and he, you know, he always fighting for something. You know, it seemed like you would be for the African Americans, not against certain types of African Americans. Now let me explain what I'm saying here. See, the first time he came, where it was noticeable to me, that when he came and he was like, you know, they was trying to ban the N-word. You know, first of all, we didn't create the N-word. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's a word it's a word. You concentrating all this time, and y'all concentrating all this money, you know, with NAACP. I'm sure got some kind of funding to throw this event at Cobo Hall and do all this traveling and whatever with burying the N-word. Is this the only issue you could possibly think of to a better society, to better Black America? Is this to bury a word? I mean, try to bury something more tangible. Like try burying something like the fact that more and more young teenage African Americans are getting addicted to drugs every day. How about putting a leash on that shit? How about the fact that teenage pregnancy is not on a low, it's not on a decline, it's on a rise? How about the fact that teenage African Americans are catching AIDS at a rapid rate? You know what I'm saying? HIV virus and sexually transmitted disease. Put a wrap on that. These are issues that matter in the African American community. These are issues that matter in the hood. You know what I'm saying? These are issues that matter to the people. Now, and I'm gonna tell you something else. Banning the N-word only makes it that much more powerful. Because if we decide, okay, look, we gonna stop saying nigga. When we stop saying nigga, that means when a person of another race, another color, use the word nigga, it's that much more powerful against us because we start using it. Find something else to pick on. Now here's my big issue here. He came to Detroit to speak on hip-hop artists. Detroit is a mecca for Black music, you know, as a whole, making it a universal sound and a universal substance. Yes, Detroit is that, but Detroit is not the mecca for rap. Detroit is not the mecca for hip-hop. You know. New York is where they created, you know, the whole hip-hop era, you know, breakdancing, graffiti, rap, beatboxing, you know what I'm saying? You're taking too much time going after shit like rappers using the word bitch and hoe. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Excuse me, mama. I know my mama probably mad as hell for me talking like this to people of this stature. You know, I'm all for you being an activist and marching to better the Black community, but what you're doing is going against something. You're going against hip-hop art. You know, niggas have been getting paid off using the word bitch and hoe and feeding more and more niggas and bitches and hoes. I'm offended that you would even come to Detroit with that shit. I'm offended that you would come to my city and march like we got 6 hip-hop artists probably that made it to a nice enough scale where the world would know them out of Detroit. 6, maybe 7 or less. Eminem, D12, I'll count them as 1 even though it's 5 more of them. Obi Trice, Trick, myself, Esham, Slum Village, Royce the 5'9". If I forgot somebody, my fault. But the point ain't y'all. The point is, we got just that many, a handful of fucking rappers here. And you come to Detroit, I'm offended that you would come to Detroit and pick this your place to start your rally against rappers using the word bitch and hoe. How about you go after something that makes some sense? Why don't you go after that punk ass president of ours? You know what I'm saying? Since you got such a voice in the community, ain't nobody been man enough to stand up and say nothing yet about his pussy or micro mini oil pimp ass. Ain't nobody been man enough to say nothing. All y'all activists out there talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken. fuck Kentucky Fried Chicken. Okay, listen, you gonna cut a chicken head off or you gonna boil a chicken alive? You gotta die to cook it? Who gives a fuck how they kill it? Cruelty to chickens. There's a rule that excludes chicken from the, you know, being malicious against them. There's a rule like, pretty much the government said, fuck chickens, do what you want to do with them. You know what I'm saying? Fuck a chicken if you want to, they don't care. This is what you chose to march about. This is what your organization, non-profit or profitable, who the fuck knows, choose to march about and talk about. Chickens. Chickens. Well, right now, somewhere, it's a little girl, 13 years old, being molested by a motherfucking 18-year-old because she has a full-grown adult body. Well, it looks like she has a full-grown adult body. Right now, there's a little nigga somewhere, 13 years old, sitting in a crack house for another nigga, sitting there ruining his motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not against the hustle, but goddamn. Right now, it's a little motherfucking 15-year-old black man, young black man or a young black female trying ecstasy for the first time. Right now, it's somebody somewhere, a little young teenager being offered marijuana, that serious, sticky, icky, that purple, being offered that, and he gonna try it. And at that point, he's gonna be high as hell. Who knows what he might do? Right now, it's a kid somewhere taking ecstasy, and they gonna feel like they invincible. Or they gonna get so motherfucking horny that they gonna go fuck the wrong person with no goddamn rubber, and 9 times out of 10 catch something. Right now, it's thousands and thousands of young African Americans somewhere fucking with no protection. What about that? What about that? Oh, but you want to pick on hip hop and chickens? Man, all I gotta say, because I ain't got that much time, all I gotta say is Reverend Al Sharpton directly speaking to you. Since people that act like they know you can't seem to get you on the phone for us to sit down and have a man-to-man discussion, I think that you should find something better to do with your time. I think that you should march about things more important and more relevant to the survival of our race as a whole. More relevant to the survival of the human race. Because keep in mind, Reverend Al Sharpton, you are a reverend. So you say, so the title you hold. Which means, like my mother told me just a minute ago, you are a man of God. That means your responsibility is not just to black people, or not just to the little stuff that you want to argue, bitch, and moan about, but your responsibility is to God and to preaching the word of God to the world. That's the world, dog. The world, man. You need to concentrate on the world, something that'll better the world, and stop picking on little shit like rappers, chicken.